Yeah, so you sent it.
Well, it's looking really nice at that car wash.
It is coming together.
Do they know when it's gonna be open up?
I wasn't there today. They were shooting for the 14th, but they also then realized they're missing some stuff for the inside. The last I talked to, they were still trying to track that down. Wasn't anything major, but it would keep it from operating.
Maybe.
See, you looked at this, right, Gail? So
Yep.
I'm gonna pass it back and then somebody over on that side. might get it.
Dale's looked, oh, Will has.
See, it's Monday, oh, it's on ESPN. Thursday, you gotta go prime, so
Yeah.
Thursday you get it real easy.
I don't even know if we got our table, to be honest. I don't think we paid for that.
You want these?
Yes,
this
please.
in here?
Yep, that'll work. Hey, Christie.
I forgot my notes at my office. You gonna be hard on me?
Probably not.
How are you? I'm good. How are you? Good.
We're notoriously easygoing
That's good.
to a fault.
I probably just set myself up, didn't I? Got my pen though.
There you go. You can take notes.
That's pretty important.
Right.
Maybe folks over here.
Better last year, my gal. Oh, you were here last year? Yeah. You. Bert.
You didn't do one for the.
Plenty of those over there.
What, Ken?
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
she, maybe
some
she's.
money.
I got one there as well.
So the other day, gonna do the banquet again?
I think so, yes, that's what they said they were gonna do it, and, yep, they just required them to actually stay this year and do everything.
Afterwards, you mean? After-
No, like, they didn't stay and serve through the whole thing, and I ran my butt off. and
Oh.
They only had like a couple of people there, and they were like, oh, we gotta go home, and they're like, oh, we're gonna be late.
So that's it. Oh.
So it was kind of all over the place, so
But
that
no,
we
I
were,
don't remember the.
yeah, so we just said, okay, we need a minimum of 10 people.
Yeah, all the whole time.
The whole time.
That's
The
good.
whole time, so.
They have enough that they should all work that out.
Yeah, 'cause Mr.
Was it something? Yeah, I don't remember if
He
you know.
worked him
Yeah, I
hardcore
saw
last
him
year.
working big time.
Like, sorry, dude, you don't help us.
Maybe, okay.
So we didn't get there till later.
Oh.
We
Yeah,
have
but
volleyball. We don't have a volleyball game this time. We don't have one till the next day, so that'll help.
Right.
But Kate wasn't in it that last year. She was.
What's that? Maybe not a total either.
Yeah, one more, huh?
You talking to her or me? Talking to me or her?
You.
Okay. Yeah,
One
one
more
more.
stuck in the elevator.
Yep. We got her, hopefully we got her today though.
What do you have to do?
He just tweaked the door. I knew it was the door the whole time where I could see that little gap, but I'm getting it figured out, so in that 10 years I won't need to worry about it, right?
get stuck at the courthouse, wouldn't call you.
That's a whole different ballgame.
When you get stuck at the courthouse, they just go all the way to the roof. You go to the fourth floor. Yeah. They just sit there and spin.
You mean their brand new one is having issues?
No, the old one. The
Okay.
brand new one so far is not having issues.
I'm like,
No, the brand new one.
kind of puts me in the, I don't think we should get a new one then.
The old one, it just stuck on and it wouldn't shut off. It just kept going. Guys
I
stuck
would
in
never
there.
have gotten in that anyway, I'm sorry. You can come to
You
the
ready?
first floor and help me.
Are you ready for this? Me, Doug DeBoer, Greg Palmer, Luke Hornsman.
We're all in there.
We're all in the elevator at the same time. I went up to the attic in the old one. We all got up there and we got out of the elevator and I said, I think I'll walk down.
Yeah.
And we all walked, every single one of us walked out. Like, no, we don't
Well,
wanna
that's
go.
what broke our elevator a few years ago. There were 11 people in there. Christmas carolers went in there. And I don't think they sang much when they paint got stuck in there.
Oh my God. Imagine how bad it had to be.
I know. Well, it was winter.
Oh boy. Well, they were all probably all bunked up. And then it was inside and then,
Yeah. What not to do, huh?
we did, tour of
How you doing?
and they put you in a separate elevator and they put all of us in there and we were like front.
Have not been able to see very well lately.
Oh.
Found out that these lenses, when you get them hot,
It was like, he was like, thank God we were like four.
Oh my goodness. What the heck? When I was in high school, we
Well,
took
yeah,
the
yeah.
elevator
Yeah.
and I had hurt my knee.
Oh my, did you get by some heat?
Yeah, that's gotta be.
Every other time. 4 flights, I didn't care. I was not getting in that thing.
Yeah, I think.
I can't.
Not one.
So what tour were you doing?
Oh, the Vikings thing.
I
And
did,
they
she
have a
told me
crane
that,
elevator.
she
Yep,
said
they
you
have a
must,
freight elevator.
you open up the grill
I
and
think
get
they
a
get a little
steam
fancier.
or
And
lunch or
it's like, well,
something
they
where
have
they
it
get
inside,
hot.
but
Oh.
they took us that way.
No. For what they charge for them, God damn.
That's cool, but why don't they have nice elevators?
I don't know.
I
it's
suppose
just where they
that's what they use to serve them.
Probably.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then it's also to get, like we can, like, down and driving.
Oh, wow, fancy, fancy.
Buy another 6-pack.
So was that discussion you had with them, was that in private or?
I wish that's all I had to do.
She told me this afternoon.
My glasses are about $650.
Told my retraction, and she was like,
Well, here's what it is.
Boy, it's almost time already. Goodness.
I tried to get the Americans.
Mm-hmm.
I will tomorrow too, so.
How are you? Good. Yeah. That's funny, I wouldn't know if I found out. That's because you came in, we were working, you know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, we were talking about elevators and I'm done talking about elevators. It's almost not fun for anybody. Well, my phone is very good, but they're also 2.5 hours away. And if they just walk away and go, I don't really know if I got it, what do you say?
Exactly.
You got it running, but we don't know really what's wrong with it, but it's running fine now.
Yeah.
It really is.
that, I left it here and doesn't have anything.
You got a couple minutes yet.
You got 2 minutes.
Fortunately, he was still up here showing off his car. So I gotta see it.
Ooh. Nice.
How old I was in that?
I wasn't here in 1955.
I was one.
You were
I
one.
was say I was one.
I was born the next year.
Were you in the legislature always on time at that 2 o'clock mark, Dale?
No. It usually was the Republican caucus fault.
I don't want to get political.
No.
It was 117 members.
Well, I ran our caucus and I made sure we were down.
That was a while ago. That was before the gerrymandering.
Gotta love gerrymandering.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Begin with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Discussion. Hearing none, motion has been made and second to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes from our last meeting is found on pages 1, 2, and 3.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as printed.
Okay,
I'll second
okay, discussion. Hearing none, the motion is made and second that we approve the minutes from our last council meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Public input. I've got something. It's been brought to my attention, and rightfully so, on August 5th, the contractual payment to Burbach for fees for $10,001.41 were on the bills, but it was not on part of the minutes for consideration, which it should have been. Anytime we're under a contractual agreement, just like these here with Olson, SPN, and Meyer Henry Sargent invoices, they need to be on here. And for some reason, the oversight was made, and on behalf of myself, I, acknowledge that shouldn't have happened. And I think we going forward, I think we need to make sure that something like that doesn't happen, and it basically cannot happen. And so I appreciate the awareness, and it won't happen again. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Any comments or anything of that sort? Going back, it was on the bills that was there, but that in and of itself is not enough. That needs to be on the agenda. Second of all, I think it was this past Monday, there's a gentleman, I can't recall his name, but he had some insight with regard to IM-28. And Allison video that was on Facebook. Is that Facebook Live. And I would encourage anyone that wants additional insight to not only that measure, but any measure that is before us to vote, to try to garner as much information as we possibly can to cast an informed ballot on that, on not only that measure, but other measures too as well. But some great insight was given, I believe it was last Monday, and you know, it's always nice to be made more aware of the measures that we're going to be voting on and stuff. So anyway, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, and Shirley help me out too. I think the individual said if this does pass, it has to stay in effect for 2 years before it, did you remember anything like that?
I don't remember that specifically.
Okay, and I will let stand if anybody wants to watch it on Facebook Live that Allison videotaped. You're more than welcome to, and
It would be on the city's,
pardon me?
that would be on the city's web, on the Facebook page.
Yeah, thank you on the city's, yeah, thank you.
On your webpage?
The Facebook page
On
of
the
the city.
Facebook page.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So, having said that, department heads. Ron called me and he sprung a leak at the house and he's in dire need to get that taken care of, so he said he would not be here with regard to anything, but the department heads have submitted on page 4 through 7 with regard to any questions you may have with regard. Ted has his, Ron has their, Terry, and then Dustin, and then, of course, Cindy. Olson's probably, Terry, gonna go until he cannot go any further anymore this year.
Yeah,
Okay,
depends on the weather.
yeah.
Right now it's looking good, so.
Well, I know he indicated, visiting with him, and he indicated that he'd be done in a certain area at a certain time, and he was done to move on to another area. Okay? Anything for any of them? I did have some questions with regard to the sales tax in comparison. Right now, we are about, correct me if I'm wrong, about $21,000 behind.
No, right now,
No.
we're 2.74% ahead of last year at this time.
2.74, okay.
But,
Oh, I'm sorry, ahead, yes, thank you.
yeah, last year, we collected $1,015,000 in sales tax. This year, we have budgeted $1,100,000. Even if we bring in the exact amount we did last year at this time, we'll be short about $65,000 from our budget. So for the general fund, I would like to encourage to keep an eye on that and maybe cut some expenses where we can, or don't spend our entire budget for the general fund.
Okay.
But like I said, we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, and I was corrected because we're ahead, but that's, yeah, thank you. And gross receipts, taxes, we're,
Those are actually behind as compared to last year. We're behind about $1,570.
that's what I was, yeah, okay. Okay, any questions or with regard to anything from the department heads? Those new lights look pretty nice at the school parking lot and stuff, so, and, you know, thank you for that, so, got them up. Going on to new business, donation request, Christie's here for Meals on Wheels, so you're first on the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah, okay? Would you, you know,
Yes.
yeah, for those who are listening, is that on?
Talking to the
The green
flag?
light?
Yep, it's on.
Okay,
So, for the request, we're asking for a little bit more this year. Obviously, costs have went up. That includes transportation, tires have went up, gas is going up. Our numbers are about the same. So, the state of South Dakota has generously increased our amounts over the last, I would say, 5 years. Prior to that, they hadn't increased it in 15, 20 years, something like that. But right now, we're giving about 50 people a ride every year. That's the same people getting several rides per person. They go shopping, they go to their medical appointments, they go to work, a variety of things. So I also manage the nutrition program, and that our numbers are fairly stable there too. But the funds that we need are for the transportation program to keep that moving. So, does anybody have any questions for me regarding our program at all? I think you see us driving around. Our vehicle's about 10 years old, so that's kind of where I'm forecasting. We're probably gonna need to replace that pretty soon. So, you know, that's kind of why we keep our funds coming every year. We have to be able to save a little bit to put a little bit away. Generally, we match, you know, funds from the state of South Dakota when the Department of Transportation allows us to have funds too. I'm hoping that's coming soon because it does take a beating. There's no doubt about it with the amount of people we have. We do use the wheelchair part of it. We haul a lot of walkers, like ambulatory walkers. So we do need the bus. We can't just do it in a car, so.
Okay. Do you have a certain time during the course of the day that you're available to help?
We are available from 8:30 to noon and 1 to 3:30. We actually have been evaluating that to see if maybe we could cut an afternoon somewhere and make it extend it out. But we haven't found the right time and the right day to do that, because as soon as we start talking about it, this person has therapy on Tuesday afternoon. So that's what we struggle with, is we'd like to be able to offer it longer on certain days, but we just can't nail down a perfect day.
Okay. So these hours you say is Monday through
Monday
Friday?
through Friday. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Any questions for Christie? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You betcha. And Clover's here for Hand in Hand?
Yep. As most of you know, I'm Clover Herdman. I'm the director of Hand in Hand Daycare. I'm going into my 6th year here with this center. Again, we come every year asking for all the help because we all know that the daycare crisis is unreal. And not just here in Miller, not in South Dakota, it's a nationwide thing. You see it on TV all the time. People are, shutting down because they can't make ends meet. It's everywhere. And I have taken the last year and a half here and toured from Pierre all the way to eastern South Dakota at different facilities, looked at different ways the communities work together. I've looked at some where the city owns the daycare and they are responsible for paying every employee. They are responsible for every bill. They are responsible for everything. And then I've looked at some where it's affiliated with the school system. I have looked for some that are nonprofit like we are, and it's community owned like we are. Again, everybody has their problems. It's not just us, it is nothing. Our rates are we're still 25 cents below the state minimum for Miller. And we are also, I can tell you this, I have looked at rates from everywhere for everything that we do, and $4.75 is the minimum rate per hour at a town not far from here that's only 300 people, and we're not even near that for a rate. We have every one of our staffs have degrees in everything that they do, so I pride myself in that. I've gotten grants and scholarships for them to do that, and we are at the top of the top. You can ask our state lady representative, you can ask SDSU, we are the best of the best in this part of the state. I take very big pride in all of that with my staff, with my board, with everything that we've did over this. But again, everything, like she said, food, fuel, everything goes up. Our insurance went up $800 this year. That is harsh. My staff, we can't even make our month, like what we charge for children, we can't even make our payroll. It doesn't meet. So we lose every payroll having to take out. And it's not like we pay our staff a lot. We're paid in hugs. 0 benefits. We lose all of our staff to the other places in town that are corporate, that are bigger, that are able to pay. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, my people make around $14 to $15 an hour or less. Yeah, with no benefits. How many of you guys can sit here and say that you guys make that much money? I get paid in hugs. I'm blessed that my husband allows me to do this for a living, because I don't have to be here. I have a degree. I can go multiple other places. I've been asked to go to other places, and for lots more money, but I stay here because what I did so far for this daycare and what I do for this community is everything to me. I don't even live in Miller, but I put a lot into Miller, you know, and that is one of the things that I love kids. I love kids, and that's where it's at. I can tell you our board is amazing at doing fundraisers. We do fundraisers to offset the costs. Keep offsetting those costs. Keep, you know, trying to get us a little bit, you know, in there so we don't go in the red each time, you know. It's just one little thing after another where we plunk away. I've looked into grants. Grants are getting harder and harder to get. I struggle. I wrote multiple grants for scholarships for families that fall in that gray area where they make too much money to be on state assistance, but not enough money, you know, to pay for daycare, pay for those things. It is a big expense for these parents. We understand that, but it's also, you are putting your money for your child's education. You are putting your money for your most prized possessions for the best of the best care. And that's what we say all the time to parents. We've contemplated doing a community meeting so people can understand where our finances go. It's not because, you know, we don't, you know, we're not out here living the high life, guys. You know, it's like this broke down. For instance, we needed a new furnace and air conditioning unit for the baby toddler building. Had to put that in. God bless Miller Area Foundation. They helped us out. You know, if that's not, we would have been really hurting after that one. And like I said, $800 increase just on that. You know, you add in Wi-Fi, you add in utilities, you add in, you know, everything goes up. Cost of food going up. We took away from the food program because it was costing us more than it was worth it. Well, that's one thing we found out. Now we can utilize our farmers. Now we can utilize our donations of foods and stuff like that. So we're constantly asking. People in town are, you know, saying, well, if you're getting all this, where is your money going? We obviously still aren't making it, you know? So we really, you know, we did a big jump this year, but again, everything's gone up so high that I'm doing the best that I can on very minimal because I'm losing staff. I'm not even full to capacity this year because I don't have staff, because they're leaving me to go to other places that have benefits and better pay. And before we know it, what happens? Are we closed? What are we gonna do if we're closed? All 50 of those kids that are there, what are those parents gonna do for their jobs? You know, that's the hard part. That's what we need to do. And like I said, Miller has always came together and is always so good. You wouldn't believe the people that just do private donations to us. It's not much. It doesn't have to be much. I think $5 is a lot. So, you know, anything will help us and to get us through. And like I said, we just keep trying to make it and make the best out of what we do. We do a lot for these kids. We do a lot with these kids and want to continue to be able to do that.
Okay.
So, do you guys have any questions for me?
I know you said 50 kids, and they, just more or less for informational purposes, they range from age to what?
4 weeks we can take, and we're going all the way. We currently only go up to, we are licensed to 11, but we only go up to age about 7 or 8 with the kids that we already had as families in there because we had such a demand for infant toddlers over the last few years that we increased that area, and we make zero money in the infant toddler area. So that is one of the things that we just keep those families because there is no after-school program, because there is no summer school, you know, program anymore. So we just kept on those families that have been coming to us faithfully all these years, and we will continue to do that until we can't anymore.
Okay.
Questions?
Any other questions for Chloe? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Patrick, do you want to go?
Sure.
Different view.
I just wanted to put the light show on there. I'm not requesting for anything specific. I just was wondering if the city would be willing to do a recurring donation to that light show. You guys already donate the power to it and the area. In the past, I was getting a yearly donation from the CNC, but that, it didn't quite, with discussions with them, that they weren't able to be doing that recurring donation to that. I don't need much. I already put quite a bit of my own money into the project. I was just looking for something that is a little extra just for maintenance, because lights deteriorate, and so if I have a little planned donations, then I can plan on expanding it. I've gotten grants from Miller Area Foundation several times. They've been very instrumental with getting the project going in a whole, but I have $1,000 listed on there, but nothing's gonna keep us from doing that light show every year. Just whatever's donated might be able to just kind of help it grow.
Sounds good.
Who owns all the lights and the cords that are used in it the way it is now?
CNC had the original donations along with Miller Area Foundation. No one really has claim to the ownership of it, other than it gets stored at the city warming house. I was using my own storage unit to store all this stuff for several years, but then Craig got the basement cleaned out a little bit and was able to give me some space in there, so I'm not hauling the stuff to my own storage unit every year. No, they've been really good to me down there. I don't need anything for 2024. If we get a little bit of something, then it just helps with planning on what I'm doing myself versus what can be.
How old and how often do those have to be replaced as far as the lights?
Depends how adventurous I get with the lights. Sometimes they will last. I have some lights that are still lasting from the original, but then there's some ones like the where I do the string light tree. I replace probably about a third of those every year, and those are about 50 foot long, just because there's no support. They're anchored at the very top and they're anchored at the bottom, so I mean they're just swinging, so.
Okay.
And we've repaired a lot of lights, just not that you're really supposed to, but with the electrical background, I've kind of repaired some lights as well, but no, it all depends on how ambitious I get with the project. I would say I probably replace at least 20 strings of lights a year, depending on what I do with them, what I ask of them
Okay.
to do.
When do you normally have that, as far as,
The
yeah,
expense,
no, well, the duration of, or the timing when the light,
so we always used to do it right around the
Christmas.
Christmas on the Prairie, but then
Okay.
we've extended that out because we always kind of did a test and tune on Black Friday. That's where me and some other, I would say class of 2009 alumni come back and help. And then some of our friends, it's become kind of just a friends get together on doing it. All of these guys are donating their time. So now we just kind of kept it running from
Alright.
Black Friday on through New Year's, and that's when we shut it off. And then as soon as weather allows, I usually try to take them down, but it seems like whenever I set up a time in January to take lights down, that's when we get our big blizzard of the year. So then they're stuck there until they're thawed out where I can get rid of them.
okay? Any more questions for Patrick? None? Thank you. It is nice, I mean, when you go down there,
Yeah, like I said, I mean, nothing is keeping us from doing that every year, just whether or not how
Yeah.
much it grows or not,
sound good?
It's nice to hear the stories of everybody that goes down there and they want to see what's different this year or what's grown and all that, and it's just nice if you can add something to it every year, so.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
Lane with on-hand economic development.
Have to apologize. Tara went to her kid's son's football game, and I'm one of these that families first, so I said I would fill in, so you're stuck with me tonight, so. Just wanted to thank the city for all the years of cooperation with On Hand. I always feel we're separate entities, but work together. Our request this year is for 132. It's been that way for a lot of years, and we usually try to compromise on something that works for your budget as well as ours. So I guess whatever that can be given would be greatly appreciated. I guess I'm supposed to give a quarterly update, so I started jotting down some notes. I kept it to one page, so you're lucky. Just recently in the paper, the city received a capital improvement grant for $5,000 from Heartland. I don't know if anybody knows, but Tara wrote that grant, and that was received. Some of the things that we're always working on is hotel options. We found out that building a brand-new motel next to the community center is nearly unfeasible at this stage of the game. With the cost associated, interest rates where they are, it's undoable. But there's some other things we're working on that include existing hotels, so we're seeing where that will go. We know there's a concern and a need. Another thing we've been doing is trying to promote as many B&Bs in the community to let people know they're out there when they want to come to town to stay. The dentist, of course, our office closed. We have been working with another business in town to get one back. We have a opportunity to bring a dentist here. Don't know what that will all involve yet and what our part will be into it, but it's pending. It won't happen tomorrow, but I think it'll happen sooner than later. So it's all a matter of the other dentist office getting things around so they can make someone be here and make it work. So running's just opened up. Nice to see that building operating again. As far as the city, it's nice to see the meter spinning. It's been a lot of years since that has been going, and it's always good to have utilities running. As far as runnings, of course, they're a larger company. They don't really need local assistance to a point, but Tara has been working with some of the people in runnings as far as a liaison with our community. They kind of want to know the ins and outs of what's going on. And one thing they have been talking is Runnings wants to be very community involved. I know for coming up, they're going to have a grand opening. They want to involve some different organizations in helping with that. So they want to be in tune with the Han County area. So and hopefully with this being a new businesses tend to attract people. Not only people in our area, but people from out of our area. Hopefully, that might make the sales tax a little better. We'll have to stay tuned on that. We've been involved with the Miller Shine Car Wash, which will be opening soon. If anybody noticed, it's getting close. Will's been busy down there.
We have been.
So that's a good, we lost it with that sale, but somebody else in the community stepped up and put one in, and always looking forward to that, because around the Midwest, we have plenty of dirty vehicles that need wash, so, and it's nice to have it right here. Just recently, we hosted the IM28 meeting at the community center. Recently, we heard the laundromat in town is not available to the public. I guess the people that own it are using it just for themselves in the hotel. So we are trying to get someone involved who would like to maybe enter into that venture of operating a laundromat. So it's a concern for the community. We've gotten some calls. People that own their own washer and dryer take for granted that if you don't have one, what do? You gotta wash your clothes. And we have a lot of weekend people, construction, hunting season's coming up. Some people like to take bedding and whatnot to the laundromat because it's a bigger industrial machine. So it's a thing that's missing right now, so we are trying to work well with anyone who would like to entertain getting involved in the laundromat business, because I think it's a viable need in the community. One of the big things we asked Tara to do is to maintain business visits with all the area businesses in Han County. Our goal is to visit with at least every business once a year. Can it always be done? Depends a lot, weather or whatnot, but we try to maintain what's going on with each business to see if we can assist in any need they have. Again, we always have our revolving loan fund available for any business in Han County. It gets used, probably not enough, but if we're there, if people want to talk to us. One other thing that Tara's been working with is the CNC is kind of been reorganizing. They've had a lot of board changeover. She's been helping them with getting things accomplished. Some of the things they're working on, I think their biggest goal is they're kind of figuring out what does the best for CNC and focus on maybe less events, but make the ones that they're going to do big and great. Right now they're working on the pheasant hunt, the rooster rush program. Sip and Shop will be coming up. And again, a big one is Christmas on the Prairie. One thing we have been in the past and going forward is we've been supportive with the Christmas lights in the park. We always donate for fireworks on the 4th of July. And we purchase the flowers that are up and down Main Street. There's a lot of things we do. I probably take for granted because we just do them, and a lot of people don't know that we do it. The thing about On Hand is we don't build nothing. We don't sell things. So it's hard to measure, but we are a facilitator, and we try to put people together or try to help businesses grow and do their best. Big thing we watch is sales tax. We want to always keep that growing. Tara always does in November a shop local at the school and in the community to try to get people emphasize that shopping local is a good thing. Again, one thing that we do operate is the community center. Just to give you an idea, in 2023, we had 234 activities there. Unfortunately, they're not all paid activities. A lot of things that are done. We've had funerals there. We've had funeral dinners there. We've had wedding receptions. We've had other receptions and banquets. Biggest thing is we have a lot of youth activities there. A lot of camps, and we also have some entertainment. The unfortunate part about community center, it's a large building. A lot of expenses. You see our utility bill. It's not always inexpensive, and it costs a lot even if the building isn't being used. But with that too is a lot of repairs. Just got called the other day, a blower in for the banquet room or the gym needs replacing. That's $2,500. The Friendship Center's air conditioning didn't work last year. We tried to get parts, couldn't get parts. And the part we needed was $9,000. Well, when they finally figured out we can get a whole new unit for $16,000. Well, $16,000 still adds up. Right now we're in the process of finishing repairing on the east side of the gymnasium. The roof had some issues that we're addressing. And then that east wall on the inside, that's been gonna get scraped and completely repainted because it has issues, but I think we fixed the roof, we should be able to fix the wall going forward. Every other year we have to redo the gym floor. That keeps going up. Everything we do, every part and every labor keeps going higher and higher every year, just like any other business in town. When bills come in, they're always higher than they were before. I guess I call it the after COVID thing, but Inflation really has gotten us too at the community center. But 234 events is nice to have in the community. It's nice to have that building there. And the Friendship Center gets used, well, it's there every day. I don't know how often they use it, but they use it quite a bit. I should know because I am a member. Ain't I, Shirley? That was part of the rent negotiation I had to join, so. But I never get time to get down there for all that fun they have there. So far to date, I guess through July, we've had 98 events. So it's maintaining about where it was last year. So it's been there. This year, Tara has been, well, she was asked to apply for it, was accepted into Leadership South Dakota. I don't know any more much about it other than there's like 20 some across the state get accepted into it. With that is a cost, but she got a grant through Dakota Resources to attend these. It's 2 days in a month. And when she's done, it'll only make her better. And we always encourage our executive directors to have training and get the know-how. Another thing that helps with Dakota Resources and networking, where you talk with other directors in other communities of our size, it helps to feed off what's going on and how to get things. We also have been helping with hand-in-hand daycare. I think Tara helped you with some grants.
Yes.
I've helped you with budgets.
Yes, you have.
We're doing what we can because we know in our community daycare is big. I hear it at work all the time. If the people that have children don't have daycare, they can't come to work, and we need them to work. And I think every business in the community finds out that you gotta have it. One thing that's recently coming up that I've seen, there's a church in town that's gonna start an after-school program. We are going to try to see what we can do to assist in that, because there again, there's where they're too old to be at daycare, but yet too young to maybe be at home. They have to have a place to be, and it's hard when a lot of people, school gets out, but work's still going. So we're trying to help facilitate. The church is trying to facilitate a place for that, and we're going to see what we can do to help with that, because it's important. It's best to keep people employed and not staying home, because in the end, we need people to work. So that's about all I got. I think I've talked long enough. So anybody got anything for me?
Any questions for Lane? None?
All right,
Thank you very much, you betcha.
Thank you.
Okay, and next on there was McWhorter House, but Connie's not here, so move on. Okay. Item number 2 on new business is Willie's Bar and Grill is requesting a special event license. Wall Lake Hunting Club, October 21st, and the Halloween benefit dance on November 1st.
I have both applications filled out and complete, along with their proof of insurance and liquor license.
Okay,
Make a motion that we grant special event liquor license for October 21st and November 1st to Willie's Bar and Grill.
Second.
discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve the special event liquor license for October 21st and November 1st for Willie Bar and Grill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 3 is Helms and Associates invoice number 34556 for $4,248.02, and that's found on page, the information there is on page 9. That's just more or less for the airport taxiway reconstruction and access.
Make a motion, we pay Helms and Associates invoice number 34556.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, motion made and seconds to pay Helms and Associates invoice number 34556 for $4,248.02. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Resolution number 2024-12, contingency fund, is found on page 10. The resolution reads, whereas insufficient appropriations have been made in the 2024 adopted budget for the following departments to discharge just obligation of said appropriations, and whereas South Dakota Codified Law 99-21-6.1 provides transfers be made by resolution of the board for the contingency appropriation established pursuant of South Dakota Codified Law 9-21-6.1 to other appropriations. Therefore, be it resolved that the following appropriations be transferred from the contingency fund budget to the department's budget. 101 General Fund, 45-103, 42-201, other professional fees for $5,500, that's for the pool with Bert Bach Aquatics, and 45-103, 43-400, machinery and equipment for $3,000, that was for the pool heaters, and for a total amount of $8,500. Adopted the 7th day of October 2024 if approved.
Is this something that we have to read twice, or this we can make a motion on tonight?
You make a motion tonight.
Make a motion that we pass resolution number 2024-12.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion has been made in seconds to adopt resolution number 2024-12. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next thing on the agenda is Phase 4 Water Wastewater Utility Project. Item A is for TLC Olson Construction, pay application number 3 for $212,616 and no cents. Those information needed is on page 11, 12, and 13.
Did all that state?
You want to
funding-
do them? Go ahead. Let's.
Did all that state funding come through?
Yes, on its way.
Okay. Is the Maroney Sargent one, is that, okay, is that, this is all on the same utility project? Anything special that we can't do them all together, or?
You want to do them all together? Sure can. The other one is SPN invoices 34561-34563. That's total for $50,433.35. That information is on page 14 and 15. And Meyer Henry Sargent invoices 46207, 46208, which is a total of $21,443.34. That's found on page 16.
Make a motion that we pay all Phase 4 utility project bills.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, motion has been made and second to pay all Phase 4 project expenses. One to TLC Olson Construction for $212,661. SPN for $50,433.35. And Meyer Henry Sargent for $21,443.34. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 6 is a building permit, Brandon Hamill, to replace the garage that he lost due to fire. Everybody have a
Department
chance to see?
heads sign off on everything on it? Are the signatures there?
Did you have a chance to look?
know, they're all on there,
I didn't see the building permit.
They're in the office. The one
Make a motion contingent on all the department head signatures.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion and been made and second to approve the building permit from Brandon Hamill to replace his garage contingent on the department head's approval. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Set date for a special meeting for the 2025 budget review.
It's my hope that we'll have the appropriation ordinance ready for the next meeting. We don't have to. The latest we can do that would be the first meeting in November. Just that if there's any significant change between the first and second reading, we do have to have the appropriate number of days between each and still get it published and effective in time for January 1. So I was kind of looking at next week to maybe have that budget meeting if it works out for you.
I'm good for whenever.
What day were you thinking?
Well, Thursday, I have a cross-country meet, but I should be back at, I'm just checking something else that came up with regard to a date. I should be back by 7 o'clock. I mean, that doesn't mean it has to be Thursday.
We can't do Monday,
Let's see.
so Tuesday, Wednesday?
I think Tuesday would
Not
work for me.
Wednesday.
To Tuesday, but Tuesday wouldn't be a church night, and then I'm not good on Fridays typically, so.
Yeah.
Does the 15th work?
So Tuesday then?
Sure.
Okay?
Okay.
Same start time or 6:30?
15th.
What do we typically want for time frame for that meeting?
How long did it take last year? Do you remember?
I think like an hour, hour and a half. It didn't really take tremendous amount of time.
We already
because-
did the finance committee meeting line by line, so
Mhm.
Yeah, if we don't have to do that,
we don't,
No.
then it shouldn't be that bad.
because you guys already went through it line by line. If there's any issues you want to bring up, that would be
Okay.
the time.
I think just keep it at 7,
7.
keeps things simple.
Okay.
Okay.
So everybody in agreement, the special meeting for the budget review will be October, said 15th, at 7 o'clock?
Okay.
I don't think we need a motion on that, do we?
No?
Okay. All right. On our next, on the November, first meeting in November is on the 3rd to change that to, that's a Tuesday, the 4th?
No, the meeting is scheduled for the 4th.
Oh, scheduled for the
That's a
4th.
Monday.
Okay.
My daughter has a basketball game that night that I'd like to go to.
Okay.
So Tuesday would work, but,
It's,
or keep it on the 4th and have somebody else do
Tuesday.
minutes.
Tuesday'd be fine, I think. It's-
Okay.
It's just election day. We can make sure we vote before we go.
well, they're gonna be doing readings and stuff in here, won't they? Or no, all that will be at the county,
Will they be in here?
No,
No.
Well, then we wouldn't.
then it wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't matter.
Mm.
Go to Tuesday's fine with me.
Monday works for us too. I think we have a granddaughter's game that day in Redfield.
Does
Yeah,
another
to-
meeting.
To miss Monday.
yeah.
It works better. Yep.
So November 5th,
Okay.
My schedule frees up quite a bit in the winter.
This will need a motion.
okay? Okay, change the first meeting in November to just Tuesday, November 5th, starting at 7 o'clock as usual.
Yep.
Entertain a motion for that?
I'll make the motion to change it from November 4th to November 5th, starting at 7. Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion has been made and second to change the first council meeting in November to November 5th, which will fall on a Tuesday, starting at 7 o'clock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Entertain a motion to, have you had a chance to look over the bills?
I move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion has been made and second to approve the bills. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay,
Make a motion, we move into executive session, personal and legal pursuant.
okay,
Second.
okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.